Action. How are you all doing? This is Osborne Hurst again here, One Brother to Another Incorporated. I wanted to ask each and every one of you all to really be mindful of your attitudes, your mindset, and your demeanor. In Atlanta, Georgia now, there are a lot of young males feeling like they need to have this masculinity of action to fight, to destroy, to hurt, to do some things in which we need not to be done. Going into people's homes and robbing and beating up little girls on the street at the bus stop. All of that is from this inner drive of masculinity trying to prove themselves to be this is how I act. This is where you see my worth, or either where you see who I am, but I have to do it in a violent state of mind. A friend of mine's, his son is in college, and he goes to a very nice college, very nice, in the SEC. I just say it's somewhere in Alabama. And he came home with a tag, and we know what a tag is. But because one of his boys got into something, he jumped into it, and so he got tagged. My son came home with a tag and a busted head and a busted lip because one of his boys at school, and he said I couldn't let it go down like that. And so we're in the emergency room trying to get a stitch in your head and up under his eye because he wanted to show his masculinity of how we prove things and how things just come to a bubble. Right now, my young brothers, we have more prisons than we do means to try to help these young brothers from going there. Meaning we must now add more opportunities. Enough of the complaining. I'm saying that again. But yet and still, let's put some solutions there. We have to be in their lives. We have to stand with them. We have to show them some type of love. When a man has never been hugged before or shown any kind of affection, it's hard for him to show it back. A lot of young brothers now don't like to have their fathers hug on them. A lot of young brothers now feel it kind of funny to show emotions. To show emotions. I'm showing my emotions to you because that's what my father showed to me. They won't say that anymore because most of them don't know how it is to have a father in the house. I am one of them. My mother showed me emotions. My auntie, my grandmother, my uncles, they showed me how it was to be a man, a young man, growing into a young man, growing into an adult, now a parent, now a husband. Somebody taught me the road to get there. We're going to have a lot of young men going into a lot of areas where they cannot maintain. It is hard to be able to go into a place where you want me to be a certain type, but I don't know that. My surroundings is not like that. It's the popular culture. And so the popular culture tells me to go to these foam parties. The popular culture tells me to go to the skate lands and the skate places and the dugouts, as they call them, and places where everybody acts like me. And for me to be different is not right. And watch this. There are so many young men who are in the top tier of the SEC football and baseball and basketball in these nice colleges, in these nice homes, but yet want to bring the thugisms to the place. Manziel, Texas A&M, I think, Texas A&M, I believe that's it. A young man was on YouTube stating that we told him to get out of the party because he wanted to be a thug. And he's not a thug. If you're going to be a thug, be a genuine thug. But if you want to be pretend like, you're not welcome. That's something, isn't it? Why go into a place, or why put yourself in an area where you cannot be maintained? Because your gifting, your inside, your spirit and your soul is totally contrary to what surroundings you want to be a part. But that's the mission right there, brothers. How do we stop those young brothers from looking at something to say it is attractive and yet this is not attractive? The house I live in is real nice. The cars I drive, I thank the Lord for them. I thank him for the house. Thank you for the job. I thank you for the positions. That is attractive. My son and daughter get everything, almost everything they want. What makes them not want to be or either go through the proper channels to get there? Did I go through that? Yeah, maybe I did. But I listened and I learned and I knew the pathway in which I was walking. Did I make everything right? No, I did not. Did I make some bad decisions? Yes, I did. But that was a sense of humility, respect, and an understanding that in this process that I'm walking in, I'm going to end up here because I listened to the mother, the grandmother, the aunties, and the uncles, and those who were in my life to help me. One lady I can remember named Sergeant First Class Wanda Floyd, United States Army. She was Sergeant First Class. She probably Master Sergeant or First Sergeant when she retired. And she always told me this. She said, hers never complained. Never let me see you complain again. Never complain in front of no man or nobody because they will hold that over you. She taught me the level in the United States Army of being on point, walking straight and narrow, standing tall, being your best, never doubting, and standing strong. Be a man. And she taught me a whole lot over there in Germany. Würzburg and Kisken, I believe Kisken, I'm sorry, Germany. We got to have teachers to teach our young boys that fighting in the streets and jumping up and down and knocking folks out, it's not the way to go. A lot of these young boys are getting caught up with gang rapes. A lot of these young boys are getting caught up thinking that it's okay to run out of store with beer and liquor and food. A lot of these young guys are getting caught up using credit cards. A lot of these young guys are doing some foolish things. And now the justice system. When you get put into the system, it is the hardest thing to get out of the system. And we have to be straightforward with it. You're wrong. You need to stop. And so therefore, all of us need to stand up together. All of us need to stand up and say, wait, let's give you some options to where you won't have to do that. Let's make sure we open up many more doors of employment, many more doors of tutoring, many more doors of internship. Let us make sure that we can produce the best that we need to produce from our generation, from our culture. Osborne Hurst here, and just wanted to share that with you all. And I think it's going to be effective because there are a lot of young guys that need to hear that I don't have to fight to show you my manhood. I don't have to run and shoot and kill and steal to show you my manhood.